Hi Soul Tribe, I love you all. Before I get started on part 6 of this series, I'd just like to give you a little message for some of those people out there that are finding it hard at these times. I know a lot of you are finding it very difficult just to get by and cope day by day. Just a little reminder from some things I've been saying for quite a long time. If you go back through my videos, at the end of quite a few of them I was saying this, that it's very important to be mindful in these times, well, all times, especially now, that we all need to live with a calm mind. By this I mean it's very hard to make a rational or a good decision about anything if you're living out of fear, hurt, anger, stress, anxiety. You're not going to find it very easy to make very rational, good decisions about things. So be mindful of your thoughts. As I say, stay calm. Okay. Also, don't forget in these times to stay kind. It's very easy to forget to be kind at any given opportunity. You never know what's going to happen throughout your day. Maybe you're just in the store, somebody needs something on a high shelf, you can see them struggling, help them out. Somebody drops something they haven't noticed, excuse me, you've dropped this, there you go. Anything. Could be a work colleague, maybe they just need 50p to get a drink that day or something. Just be kind if you can. Doesn't cost anything. It can make somebody's day. That'll lead on to making somebody's week. Could change somebody's life, you never know. Also, don't forget to be courageous. It's a big word, but you don't have to have a big action to be courageous. Just saying no at the right time. I do not consent, whatever it may be. You know, it's many different times in your life that courage, bravery can make a huge difference, not just to you but to those around you. Think of your children and your children's children. Where are their lives going to be if you don't make a difference now? And the last one, don't forget that we all need to be creative. Now it's open to a lot of connotations, I know, being creative. Just think back to your grandparents and the ways that they had. We may have found it silly that they were washing their tin foil or aluminium foil if you're in the States. You know, they used to keep things, mend them, not throw them away. You may be facing times where you're going to need to fall back on the old ways of our grandparents and ancestors, so if you haven't already started learning, now would definitely be a good time to start learning the old ways, whether it just be something as basic as what we're using your aluminium foil, keeping the fat from your cooking for further use, learning to, make jam, whatever, preserves. There's lots and lots of different ways to be creative, helping your neighbour. You've got a skill, electrician maybe, they got some wiring needs doing, anything. And that one covers being kind as well then. And obviously be grateful and forgiving as often as you can. Okay? I love you all. I hope this will help some of you. I love you all deeply. I don't say it often enough. And I wish you all well. Okay, so we'll get on with part 6 now. But before we do, don't forget, go back if you haven't already seen them, see part 1, and I think I'll put in part 2 as well, to keep up the work with your morning routine if you're choosing to do that like I do. So you wake up in the morning, your first conscious thought being, I choose to have a good day, prosperous, loving, whatever you want to choose. but make sure you choose to have it as your first conscious thought in the day. Go back and watch part 1 if you're not sure what I'm on about. Right, on with part number 6 then. We have within us a great variety of seeds, qualities, faculties and gifts. And if these have not yet sprouted, it is because they have not yet been watered or received the light and warmth of the sun. To all those who question whether these seeds are real, I say, go to the sun, and he will shine his light on them and make them grow and blossom. Then you will doubt no longer. But when I talk about the sun, about how he develops our inner seeds, understand that I am referring to the spiritual sun. The physical sun is no more than an image to help us understand how these phenomena occur on the spiritual plane. Every night we undress before going to bed. We take off our clothes, one after the other, pullover, shirt, vest and so on. Well, this undressing symbolizes death. The clothes taken off represent the different bodies from which we have to free ourselves, one after the other. Conversely, when we wake up in the morning, we put our clothes on again, vest, shirt, and so on, symbolizing the involution of the spirit. When the spirit descends into matter, it begins by clothing itself with its more subtle bodies, the atmic, the buddhic, and the causal, then with the increasing density of the mental, astral, and etheric bodies, and finally with the physical body. Every night we get undressed, and every morning we get dressed again. You have probably been doing this for years without a thought for the significance of this habitual action. From now on, be very conscious of the implication of these mundane gestures, and be aware that they reflect the whole process of incarnation and disincarnation. People must become more and more aware that they have at their disposal faculties which are far superior to their intellect. Our intellect is a tool which serves us well for studying or exploring matter, but otherwise it is not a very good guide, even in our everyday lives. For not only does the intellect only give a partial perception of reality, it also, in all that it undertakes, and this is even more important, has a hidden motive, and makes self-centered calculations which will always create trouble. If we are ruled by our intellect, whenever we make a sacrifice or a generous gesture, we immediately wonder whether we have acted correctly, thinking how foolish we have been to listen to our heart and soul. Moreover, the intellect is not capable of conceiving the idea of brotherhood amongst all peoples, of everybody on earth forming one family, of the whole world living together in peace and harmony. It cannot elevate itself high enough to discover true remedies and true solutions. Partial and selfish, the intellect's vision and counsel are invariably wanting in some way, and can only cause misunderstanding. Your children are dreams, thoughts and feelings that you have had in the past, and which you have now clothed in physical form. You do not know who you were in the past. Well, look at your children and they will tell you. Watch us, we are here to show you what you are really like. If you want to know the truth about people, all you have to do is look at their children. You will tell me you are not married and you have no children, but there again you are mistaken. Your children can also be your actions, and that is how each and every day you bring children into the world. Jesus said that you can tell a tree by its fruit. If your fruit is tart, bitter and acidic, it proves that within you the mother and heart and the father, the intellect, are defective. Action is a child, and this child can only be divine if this inner father and mother have conceived it divinely. The aim of the different practices advocated by religions all over the world, fasting, absolutions, prayers, etc., is to prepare human beings to be more clearly receptive to divine messages and energies. In reality, of course, it is not the act of fasting or going on a retreat which is in itself important. What matters is to set out on a work of enlightenment and self-purification. In other words, refining thoughts, feelings, and actions. Unless you are committed to doing this work, however, it would be better to leave spirituality well alone, because otherwise you could become a danger to yourself and put others at risk. If all prejudices and lower inclinations have not been eradicated, to consider oneself a messenger of heaven or a divine instrument is the most disastrous of all ways of thinking. This explains how people can become a torment to their families or even butcher their own people. Only someone who is truly pure and disinterested can claim to be a messenger from heaven. The spirits of human beings are not yet truly established in their bodies. The spirit is dragged along, buried, crushed, sometimes even suffocated, but never established in the body. The spirit can only establish itself in a home that is worthy of him. In the meantime, the spirit, or rather what is thought of as the spirit, ambles along with the body, zigzagging unsteadily like some fellow arm in arm with his girl. What a sight! That, however, is exactly the situation of human beings who have not yet understood that they have to work on themselves. And what is that work? It is to free the divine principle within, so that he may rise as high as possible, and then descending from the heights he returns to purify and illuminate his own dwelling. The dwelling is our physical body, but also our astral and mental bodies, through which our spirit must be able to manifest one day. Instead of spending all your time reading and running hither and thither, always chasing some new thing to learn, get into the habit of setting aside a few moments every day to connect with the divine world. What you will gain from this practice you will be able to take with you wherever you go, even into the other world. Nothing will be able to take it away. Everything you find in books, all the knowledge that you are able to acquire, you will never truly possess. When you leave this earth, you will have to abandon it all, and when you come back, you will have to start learning all over again. When you come into this world, you are bringing with you only what you yourself truly acquired. You are stripped of all the rest because you took it from others, so it did not belong to you. All you have borrowed will, of course, bring you earthly benefits for the brief period you spend on this earth, but you will be complimented, lauded, and applauded by people who are not very enlightened. But when you depart this world, you will be naked and destitute, and when you return to earth, you will find yourselves in the same state of nakedness and poverty. Okay, there's the end of part 6. Thank you all for joining me. Love you all. Please don't forget to share this work if you can. Leave a comment. And subscribe if you're not already. It is appreciated very much. Don't forget to be calm, kind, courageous, and creative. Look after each other, and I'll see you soon. Be the frequency that you want to receive.